This is the Prestashop Shop connector. It's a companion add-on for Shop Connector Manager, and it teaches your CS-Cart store how to talk to Prestashop. Install the manager once, add this connector, and Prestashop appears as a shop type you can connect. Your Prestashop catalog then flows into CS-Cart. Products, combinations, images, categories, and features. And the orders your customers place in CS-Cart become real Prestashop orders. Before we connect anything though, Prestashop needs to let us in. So let's start there. Prestashop's API is called the web service, and it's switched off until you create a key. In your Prestashop back office, go to Advanced Parameters, then Web Service. The status panel confirms the web service is enabled and shows the entry point the connector will talk to. Now click Add New Web Service Key. Press Generate and Prestashop creates a 32-character key for you. Give it a description so you remember what it's for. Leave it enabled. And then the important part, the permissions grid. This is where you say what this key is allowed to touch. The connector reads your catalog and writes orders back, so it needs access across the board. Categories, products, combinations, images, stock, customers, addresses, and orders. The add-on's own hint asks you to grant all permissions, which saves you hunting for the one resource you missed. Categories and products so the catalog can be read. Combinations and images so variations and photos come across. And customers, addresses, and orders so your CS-Cart sales can be written back. Tick what you need and save. Prestashop confirms the key was created, and it appears in your list of web service keys, enabled and ready. Now copy the key, because that is what you will paste into CS-Cart. Back in CS-Cart, adding the shop is quick. Give it a name, pick the vendor it belongs to, and choose Prestashop as the type. The store URL is simply your Prestashop address. Then paste in that web service key you just generated. The hint here links straight to Prestashop's own documentation if you need it. Prestashop is multi-currency and multi-language, so the connector asks 2 more questions, and it reads the answers live from your store. Which currency the prices are in, and which language to import the product names and descriptions from. Choose those, save, and you're connected. The Settings tab controls how the sync behaves. Product listing chooses between your whole catalog and only the products that are active in Prestashop. Price lets you mark everything up or down as it arrives. Action for unsynced products decides what happens when a product disappears from Prestashop. And because Prestashop reports plain numbers for weight, you tell the connector which unit those numbers are in. Then this grid, which decides which fields Prestashop is allowed to overwrite. Let price and stock resync automatically, while your own descriptions and images stay exactly as you wrote them. Category mapping is straightforward, because Prestashop already keeps a proper category tree. The connector reads it and shows you the full path for each one, so you can see exactly where a category sits. Accessories, clothes, clothes then men, clothes then men then jeans. On the right you point each at the matching CS-Cart category, and the import switch decides what actually comes across, so you can bring in one branch of the catalog and leave the rest. Anything you don't map simply isn't imported. Features mapping lines up Prestashop's product data with your CS-Cart features. At the top are 5 built-ins the connector reads straight off each product. Brand, which is the manufacturer name, plus the G10, MPN, ISBN, and UPC barcodes. Below those sit the features you've defined in Prestashop itself, each pointed at the matching CS-Cart feature. Note that Prestashop attributes aren't in this list, because those become product options and variations instead. Additional mapping covers everything else, and Prestashop has the richest set of the 3 platforms. It arrives as 4 collapsible sections, so you can fold each one away as you finish with it. First, taxes. Every tax rule group in Prestashop lined up against your CS-Cart taxes. Then order statuses, and this is the one that matters most. On the left, your CS-Cart statuses. On the right, Prestashop's. Paid becomes payment accepted. Complete becomes delivered. Open becomes awaiting payment. That mapping is what tells the connector when an order is ready to be sent across, and it's what keeps the 2 sides in step afterwards. Next, payment methods, which work a little differently here. Instead of a drop-down, you type the Prestashop payment module code, something like PS_wire payment or PS_check payment, so the order arrives attributed to the right module. And finally, shipping methods, where each of your CS-Cart methods points at one of Prestashop's carriers. Now, one important difference. Prestashop has no webhooks, so it can't push changes to you the moment they happen. Instead, this connector gives you a scheduled sync on its own cron job tab. You'll find the exact command to put on your server, and then you choose how often it runs and at what time. Every few hours, once a day, once a week, whatever suits your catalog. Each run rereads Prestashop and brings your products back up to date, honoring the same field rules you set in settings. So price and stock changes made in Prestashop land in CS-Cart on your schedule. You can also import on demand, straight from the shop list. The connector pulls your catalog from Prestashop in one pass, then works through it, reporting progress until it confirms the products are in. And here's the result. A Prestashop product, now an ordinary CS-Cart product, sitting in the category you mapped it to. Its images came across, its price and description came across, the manufacturer arrived as the brand feature, and Prestashop's combinations have become proper CS-Cart variations. So a shopper picks the size here exactly as they would on your Prestashop store. And the return journey. When a customer buys one of those products from your CS-Cart store, and the order reaches the status you mapped as paid, the connector builds the matching order in Prestashop. It finds or creates the customer and their address, assembles a cart, and places the order using the payment module and carrier you mapped. The order page then shows you exactly where it went, with Prestashop's own order reference, so you can find it in your back office in seconds. Change the status later, and the connector adds a matching entry to the Prestashop order's history. That's the Prestashop Shop connector. Create a web service key, paste it into CS-Cart, map your categories, features, taxes, statuses, payment modules, and carriers once, and let your Prestashop catalog and your CS-Cart orders stay in step. Brought to you by Cart Modules.